All right, how to get rich in 2025. This is it. This is the video. This is not clickbait. This is dead ass the truth. Um, I'm basically gonna lay out the blueprint. Anybody can do this, by the way. Any human being. You don't even need two legs. You don't even need two hands. Like, this is very practical, very possible. This is the one way, and I'm not saying it's the only way, but it's the one reliable, realistic way any human being, especially if you live in the United States, I can't speak for other countries, this is how you get rich. This is the way. If you don't want to work for other people your entire life, you don't want to be a wage slave, you don't want to, like, if you want to be, if you want to make six figures and then turn that into 100K or turn that into a million, 2 million, like, if that's where you want to go, watch this video, just stay focused, like and subscribe, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna lay out the blueprint, and I'm telling y'all this for free. I ain't even selling no course or no class yet. I might have to just so y'all start respecting the content, but I'm gonna lay it out for y'all. So anyway, how do you get rich? Now, first of all, before I just flat out say, hey, do this, I need you to understand why it's possible, because your first reaction is probably gonna be, oh, you can't just do that. That ain't possible. It is. The reality is, what you were taught about money is wrong. Most likely, if you think money is hard to get, if you think you need to work hard for money, blah, 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 all these things to get money, you're just wrong. It's not the truth. You don't need to work a job, work 40 hours, 80 hours, blah, 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 to get $1,000, $2,000. That's not, no, that is not how it works. When rich people need money, they walk in the bank and walk out with money, or they talk to a company, a financial institution, they call them, they go online, or they walk in, and then they walk out with money. That's what they do when they need sums of money. They don't just sit and apply for jobs and then try to grind for 5 years to save up some money to, have some money to do something with. That's not what they do. That's what they tell you to do so you don't become, I don't want to say they're competition, but so you don't get to have what they have. So I guess it would be competition directly. So they keep you over there busy working while they're over here bullshitting and then walking in, walking out, getting free money. But the thing is, anybody can do what they do. You don't need to be rich to do that. You just got to set yourself up in the right situation. Because at the end of the day, you've been taught that. It's funny because it doesn't even make sense. You've been taught that debt is wrong. You want to be debt free. Like, don't ever be in debt. You want to be debt free. But then you're taught to go into college and take student loans out. That's debt. You're taught to buy a car. You're going to have a car note. That's debt. You're taught to buy a house. You're going to have a mortgage. That's debt. So if your whole idea is, I don't want to be in debt, I want to be debt free, it's wrong. It doesn't even make any sense. It's just you're taught this and you're brainwashed into believing it. Debt is everything in the country. I'm sure you've heard of the national debt. In the United States, debt is everything. Every billionaire started in debt, or they used debt, or they still are using debt today. All of them. Bezos, pick a billionaire, pick a multimillionaire, pick a business that's worth tons of money. They're all in debt or using debt. All of them. So if you think that you're going to be the one special person that is never going to use debt but is going to kind of become rich, good luck. The only way you're going to do that is if you have a job that pays that much, like you're a professional athlete or an actor, entertainer, or something like that. If you're not, and even musicians in the music industry, when they sign a record deal, they get an advance. That's debt. That's a loan. So it's like the only way you're going to get rich without using anything debt related, without getting in any kind of debt, is if you're a professional sports entertainer, you have some kind of job that pays you 500K a year, 300K a year, and over a few years you accumulate millions and millions of dollars. Those are the only ways. So those are not things everybody can do. Everybody can't be an entertainer, actor, professional athlete. Like, everybody can't do those things. So the way that anybody can do it and get rich is with debt, 100%. So like I said, rich people walk in the bank and walk out with thousands of dollars. How do you? And that might sound crazy, like, oh, you can't just walk into a bank, say some shit, fill out some paperwork, to walk out with thousands of dollars. Yes, you can. I literally, personally, myself, have made $10,000 in 3 months, not even working, just going online, click, 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 boom. Here's 5K. 3 months later, boom, boom, boom. Here's 5 more K. Oh shit, I just got 10 bands within a 3 month span, within 91 days, 92 days. Like, it's that, and you can get way more than that. That's just one example, and that was me before I even really knew everything. Like, I knew what I was doing a little bit, but I wasn't as locked in as I am now. That was what kind of got me to go, oh shit, this is real. I need to lock in and really get on this. So, how is this possible? Now that we're on the same page, if you're still watching, how is this possible? Say it with me, guys. Credit. Credit, credit, credit. Fix your damn credit. Fix your credit. It'll change your life. Credit is everything. Credit is the way to get access to insane amounts of money with no money down, with no collateral really. Now, if you have collateral and you want to go that route, you can sometimes, but credit is the way to get these banks, financial institutions, companies, whatever, credit unions to just throw money at you. Like literally, if you have over 700 credit score, especially over 750, you will start getting mail where just people offering you money. Hey, here's $3,000. Here's $5,000. Here's this much money. Like I get them all the time. They'll say, hey, you're pre-approved for this much. They'll literally just keep offering you money. Like it'll be hard to say no. Like you have to be disciplined in order to say no because they're gonna keep throwing money at you. But here's the thing: you don't just get this money, and there's a method to getting the money, right? There isn't just, oh, take whatever credit card or take whatever loan they offer you. No, there's methods to it. There's more intricacies to it that we'll get into at some point. But my major point is step one is to fix your credit. I got a bunch of videos on fixing your credit, how to get a 750 credit score, how to build your personal credit. So you need to, if your credit is bad, you can do all of this year, right? Within a year. If your credit is bad, you can start working on removing the negatives and adding positives, and then start building a payment history. Start showing that you'll pay people on time. Your credit is your report card. Your credit report is your report card that shows banks and lenders, hey, one, I know how to handle money and not blow it up. Right, I know how to handle thousands of dollars and not fuck it off. Two, I know how to pay people back on time. I consistently pay people back on time. And three, I have the income that can manage this. Those are three things, right? And they're all three things you can control. The hardest one to control is having high limit credit cards, but I've already told y'all go to Chase, pre-approvers are back up. Fucking said it again. Um, the other one is what? Payment history, you can fleece that. Backdate rent payments. And then what's the other one? Income. 80% of the time, income is stated. Do I need to say that again in slow mo? 80% of the time, income is stated. They're going to ask you how much you make, and that's the end of the conversation. So don't be stupid and say, I make $2 million a year when you make 50,000 a year. Be reasonable. But, don't, be reasonable, tell the truth, but stretch the truth. Tell the truth, but stretch the truth. If you need to know what that means, you'll have to tap in with me specifically, and I can literally break that down to you completely. You don't want to lie on these financial applications, but there's a lot of wiggle room when it comes to income, especially when it's projected income for the next. Hey, what is your current income? You talking about what I made 2 years ago, last year, what I'm making what I'm making today, what I'm gonna make this year. There are a lot of ways. There's a lot of room there without having to just lie. So don't lie because that's illegal. But don't make yourself sound broke is what I'm saying. If you say you're making $30,000 a year on an application, you're wrong. Plus, a lot of times it's stated income, or a lot of times it's household income. It's more than you think. Whatever your income is, if I asked you, it's probably more than that. You just don't understand how to calculate income. And when you talk to these banks, they will do it for you. And I've done it enough times. I've talked to enough people that I understand the game. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what that is. So anyway, how to get rich, right? Fix your credit. So now you have immaculate credit. You have 750 credit scores. At the worst, you have 730. You want to be over 720. Banks are tightening up for sure, so you probably want to be over 750. It's definitely still possible. 100% still possible. But banks are not throwing money at people like they used to. They're still throwing money out there because they have to survive, but they're not throwing everybody 50K, 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 50K. Now, you have amazing credit. You got some high limit personal credit cards. What do you do next? The next step is to start a business. Some people go to sole prop route. I would not recommend that. I would just say start an LLC, go to Busy. Don't buy none of that extra shit. Just pay the state filing fee. Do that. Go to Busy. Boom. Now you have you have an LLC. But oh wait, before you even go to Busy, before you file for your LLC, get a business address, get a business phone number, have a name for your business. Obviously, have a name for your business. Get an address, get a phone number, get a website. Have all of that shit, and then you go to Busy. Then you file for your LLC. Once you got all of that done, you get a business checking account, like Bank of America or something. Get a business checking account. You know what I mean? You have all your business things laid out. I think that's most of everything you need. You need like your articles of organization, but you'll get those too Busy. You'll have all of that type of stuff. Get your DUNS number from Dun & Bradstreet. Get your EIN number. EIN number is super fucking important from the IRS. You need that. I think that's everything you'll need for a business. Get all of that shit situated. Let all of that shit post. Give it like a week or two. Go for business credit cards, right? Business credit cards don't always offer pre-approvals like personal cards, which sucks. they're gonna always offer you thousands of dollars. You're not gonna get like a $200 business credit card. That's fucking stupid. Go for business credit cards. Chase has some that are easy to get. Bank of America, American Express. Get you, depending on your situation, how much projected income you're gonna have for your business. This is gonna help you out a lot, right? Worst case scenario, you get like 5 to 10,000 from these institutions, but you can hit like 4 or 5 of them at a time. And with business credit cards, because these business credit cards don't report to your personal credit, when you apply, whether you get approved or denied, you can just wipe the inquiries off. And I have a video on how to remove inquiries from Experian. I'll make one on how to remove them from Equifax and TransUnion. Sometimes that takes a little longer, but it works. So whatever you apply for 2 or 3 at a time, and then get the inquiries wiped off, and then go for another round, right? Find banks that'll give new LLCs business credit cards. See if you can find out where they pull from before you apply, because in case there's no pre-approval, you can easily run up 20 to 40K, 20 to 50K in business credit cards, like with a brand new LLC. You can easily do it if your credit scores are all good. And all three, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, all over 750, no derogatories, good payment history for a couple years. Add some trade lines on there to have some age on it. I would say add 2 AU trade lines that'll probably put you over 760, probably put you close to 800 if your credit report is clean. So I would recommend doing that. You have then you could get easily 20 to 50K in business credit cards, right? That doesn't make you rich, right? That's just 20 to 50K in extra money. Cool, that doesn't make you rich. You can also, if you really want to get, at this point, you have enough money to move and shake with. If you don't live in California, that's a fuck ton of money. Like 50 grand or 40 grand or whatever, it's a lot of money to just put towards your business, assuming you don't use any of it for personal shit, which you shouldn't do. But let's say you want more, you need more, right? You want more, you need more. As a new business, it's going to be hard to get business lines of credit. That is going to be harder to do. But if you haven't been applying for personal credit cards, you shouldn't be. Because you're getting business cards. It's been 6 or so months that you have personal credit cards. Well, guess what? You can leverage some of your personal credit for business too. This is gonna hurt your credit score if you max these cards out because of utilization. But if you have a game plan with the money, it doesn't really matter. So let's say you were smart when you started this. You had a relationship with Navy Federal. If you don't have a relationship with Navy Federal, find somebody who does. Use their access code or use a grandpa method. You should know what that means. If you don't, y'all gonna have to ask me directly. I'll tell you. Or wait till I make a course and I'll explain everything I said. Go with someone like Navy Federal. You can go with someone like DCU. I already told y'all about Chase. Get with some of these institutions that are going to offer you high-ass limit credit cards. And it'll be, by the time you have 750 personal credit with 1 or 2 high-limit credit cards, no derogatories, and you haven't applied for shit in like 6 months, let's say you got 30K in business credit. You go back to the personal side. Go to Navy Federal, they'll give you 10 to 20 for sure. Go to DCU, they'll give you somewhere in the ballpark, probably 5 to 15. That's Equifax. If you can get in PenFed, same thing, but they're also Equifax, so do that at the same time as DCU. Let's say they both give you, let's say Equifax, you do PenFed and you do DCU. They both give you 5 bands. That's 10 bands. Boom. All right, TransUnion, pop back over here. Let's say you go to Navy Federal, who's going to give you 10. You go to Apple. Let's say Apple gives you 5. And then let's say you go to, what's another TransUnion credit card? There's a fuck ton of them. You can go to something like Upgrade. You can go something like World of Westgate. You can go, there's a lot of them. But let's say you get those two, and then let's say Experian. Let's say you get another Chase card. You already got a $5,000 Chase card. So you got that, and then you go for, I won't say Amex because you're gonna do Amex for business, but you can go fucking NASA FCU. You can go. There's a ton of Experian cards. My point is, you can pull out like 20 to 40K in business credit, then pull out 20 to 40K in personal credit. Now you got 40 to 80K to move and shake with. Now, what do you do with this money? Here's the part, right? The first step of this, and I'm severely underestimating, right? If you do this right, you can get over 100K in credit easily. I'm underestimating. I'm trying to undersell it because I don't want to tell you, oh, you're gonna get 250,000, even though some people do get that. I don't want to tell you that, then you get 80,000 and you're mad at me. I'm gonna just say, hey, you might get 40, you might get 80. But if you do this right, you 100%. If your situation is right, your credit's good, your history is good, all the things are, your income's good, you're gonna be able to get 40 to 80,000 easily, very easily. You're most likely gonna get more. But what do you do with this money, right? And again, let's say it's only 40,000. You're like, that's not enough. You can go to something like Lightstream, get a loan from them. Even they'll throw you, they will throw you 30K at least. Like that is like, they'll throw you. Let's be conservative, 20 to 50K, somewhere between 20 to 50K. So let's say you went to Lightstream, you got 20 more. Now you got 60K or 100K, 60 to 100K. All right, what do you do with the 60 to 100K? I got you to 100K on the high end, even though this is the low end. So what do you do with this money? You need to flip this money. I need you to keep that in mind. This is money that comes with a catch. It's real money. Some of it is just money in your checking account. Some of it is on credit cards. It's real money though. It's real tangible money. You can really spend it on whatever the fuck you want. So don't think, oh, that's not real money. Like, no, it is. It's money you can literally go to the store and buy a fucking beer with. It's money you can buy clothes with. You can buy food with. You can use on Uber and Lyft. You can buy jewelry with. You can buy whatever it is that you buy. You can buy furniture with it. Like, whatever you use money for, you can use this money for. But the point of this is getting all this money is not to be like, ooh, I got $80,000 and just stuck for 6 months and then be broke. No, it's to take this money and invest in yourself and invest in your business. But I'll do you one better. I'll give you some business ideas because, like and subscribe, just stay focused. Business ideas that'll really, really get you some bread, that'll really make you some money. Now, again, you can either do businesses that you enjoy, that you're passionate about, that you love, that you've been dreaming about. I really want to do this. Or you can do businesses that are more likely to succeed, right? Like, if you're like, oh, I really want to start a restaurant. I've always wanted to own my own restaurant. That is cute and cool and admirable. But the majority of new restaurants fail. And your restaurant, especially if you don't have experience, very likely to fail. Also, this is where it's going to start to sound like bullshit, but this is where you might want to look at investing in a mentor. And I know people are like, mentors is a scam. The point of a mentor is not like to. The point of a mentor is to be somebody who's been where you are before and help lead you. To say, hey, I've done this. I've started a business in this realm. Don't make this mistake. Don't make that mistake. And again, if we want to go back to once you set up your business and your credit's good and you're getting funding, you could go to a business or a person who specializes in funding and not apply for the credit card yourself. You can go to them and say, hey, my credit score is over 750, no negatives, no derogatories, got a couple high limit credit cards. I want to get business credit to start my business. And they'll probably look at your profile and say, yeah, I can probably get you 50 to 250K. Ta-da, they're just going to take 10% of it. So if they get you 250, they're going to take 25,000. They get you 50K, they're going to take 5,000. Take the bad with the good. But the good part of investing in a mentor is you're paying somebody to give you all their input, their expertise, their experience, because they've done what you're trying to do already. I'm not saying every mentor is great. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that's the point of it. It's not like, oh, I'm just paying this person and he ain't gonna do. And plus, you got 60 to 100K. So what if you got to spend 1, 2, or 3,000 on getting the experience? That's gonna help you out the long way. And I'm not saying pay me to be your mentor. I'm not even offering a mentorship right now. So I'm saying you might want to look into that. But you can go into something that is a little easier. Now, let's say you did this, right? You went through all these steps. You did all this you're like me. You learned it all yourself, right? I learned credit repair. I learned it myself. I looked up everything. I read the laws. I did all the shit. That's how I learned it, right? I didn't have a mentor. I learned from, I watched people who do mentorships. I got the game from a lot of them, sure. But I put the pieces together. I found them. I went on the scavenger hunt, found all the shit and put it together, right? That's how I learned credit repair. But guess what? Credit repair is a massive industry. If you want to do credit repair, you know how to do it now. You fix your own credit, right? You can fix somebody else's. And if you're not confident, I don't know if it'll work again, try it. Offer people to fix their credit for free. And if you watched the video this far, you want me to fix your credit for free, leave a comment, put focus in the comments and DM you or I'll hit you up. I'll fix your credit for free, at least for 5 people. So you know how to fix people's credit, right? Boom. Ta-da, that's a business. People pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for that all the time. Because some people understand how valuable credit is, but their credit's fucked up. They don't know how to fix it, and they're not disciplined enough to put in the time and the effort to fix it. So they would pay somebody to do it. Some people pay thousands of dollars. Like when that TransUnion sweep was going around, the sketchy one, people was paying $5,000, $1,000 to get that shit done for them. It's crazy. People will pay you for that. So that's another thing. You know how to fix your credit. That's something that's very, very, very valuable. You also started a business. You actually made a legitimate LLC. You're actually doing things, and let's say even if you do start a credit repair business, you have a business going, you have an LLC attached to it, you're able to get business credit cards for it. Knowing all that structure is something else you can sell to people. A lot of people want to know that. Another thing is funding. If you figure out yourself or you get with a mentor and they tell you how to go to banks and get funding, boom, 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 like, hey, I got you 100K, here's how I did it. Now you know how to get other people who are in good credit. You know how to get them that situation. So you can run that business. Say, hey, if your credit score is good, I can go to these banks. I got the leverage. I got the bank relationship managers. I got the plugs here. I know how to get you 100K. I can get you more than what you would get yourself. So it's like, those are all little businesses you can do that are very easy to make money doing. Now you can do other things. You can be a content creator. You can be a streamer. You can be a singer. You can be a rapper. You can be a clothing designer. You can make jewelry. Whatever you want to do. There's a lot of different businesses you want to do. But I would say go with something simple that has a low overhead. Like I don't have to buy product, right? Like let's say that I'm doing credit repair or I'm doing something along those lines. All I need to do is post videos, post testimonials, and promote my business, and people will come to me. Like that's all I have to do. Whereas if I'm doing clothing, I gotta either learn how to design, start designing, or pay designers, buy clothing, buy merch, buy machines, like printing, fucking I forget the name of the machine, but the machines to press up the t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. Like think about it intelligently, because again, this money you get is money you gonna have to pay back. Now, if you get that 60K, you spend, let's say, 5K on a mentor. It ain't gonna cost that much. But let's say you spend 5K on a mentor, and then you spend 10K on marketing, promotion, getting your business out there. And let's say you do something like credit repair or something like that. Getting your business out there, getting people's results, testimonials, posting them online. You spent 15K on the business. 15K. How much money do you think you're gonna get back? And part of that is gonna be based on what you charge, right? If you're charging people $500 a head, 10 heads is 5K. You get 30 people, 30 heads. That's your money back. If you've been putting thousands of dollars into promotion and marketing, you're gonna get 30 customers. I promise you that. That's if you charge them $500, right? And then just like that, boom, you've paid off everything you spent, right? Now you're starting to move in the green, and you still got money you didn't even use from all the loans and credit cards, right? And then let's say you keep making money, keep making money, keep making money. Then there's other things. You free yourself up. You free up time. There's just a lot of ways to do it. Once you have access to money, it's just so fucking easy to make money. Scare money don't make no money, and it take money to make money. So the hack to this shit, the way anybody can get rich is you get access to a ton of fucking money. You take that money and you flip it. You start businesses. You do things that make money. You learn high value skills, and then you sell those skills, or you sell your services to other people. Because there ain't really a wage job that's gonna get you rich, right? That is the bulk of it, the meat and potatoes of it. But I wanted to give y'all a little more insight, and I even told y'all what jobs to, what businesses to start. So again, like and subscribe, leave comments, man. Again, remember what I said about fixing y'all credit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yes, there are some details. There's more things I can say, but I'm not gonna talk to y'all forever. And if you want me to hold your hand and break down step by step, you gonna have to pay me for that. Sorry. But other than that, man, y'all stay safe. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.